Hello guys, it's Charlie YDM here, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be exposing the Apsley bus simulator community. Now, I've had to push this video back for a long time because I had to make sure I was prepared for it, and it turns out we are now. We have all the screenshots and the evidence we need to prove to you all how complete BS this community is. Now, on the bright side, there has been some people in there that have been nice to me and I'm still friends to this very day. But then there's been people in the game that are just so toxic and selfish that they don't even realise they're even doing this to us and shit. So, yeah, we've screenshot everything, we've filmed everything, we've got everything we need to show to you all how complete BS the community is. So, yeah. Now, before I start, I want to say a few things. This game I've actually played for like 11 months now. It's almost getting to my year anniversary of me playing it, which is insane. But that's not going to change anything from, how much they've treated me over the past. And it's also not going to change the fact that the game doesn't even load that well either. If you guys have seen before, I've tried loading the game, it doesn't even load at all. So reliability of this game is also an issue as well. So yeah, I'll explain more later on in the video, because right now we're going to go through all the screenshots I found from this community. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. So to start things off, we've been noticing that loads of people have been getting annoyed with my good friend MarioFanatic 2004, aka Wario, flying buses, or glitching buses, whatever the frig this band thing says. Yeah, so there's been a couple of times where Wario keeps like getting moved around the game for like glitching buses, like he gets getting moved to certain different areas of Apsley, or either getting kicked and banned from the game, or even getting death threats from people. Yep, I'm not even kidding. People have been treating Warriors with absolute dog shit in the community, that they've just done this shit. So this screenshot here basically shows him being disconnected from the game for glitching buses. So, I got told by Jim, and Warrior got told by Jim, loads of times to not freaking fly buses and shit. And Emma Love and this other freaking person, don't know who he is, I think it was my name of Bradley, or Dev, or whatever the fuck they call him, is going around exploding buses and making them fly in the air, including mine, when we've been told not to freaking fly buses by freaking moderators of this fucking game. Yeah, look, see that? He's saying woo, rocket up, kaboom, something like that. Which just goes to show she's the one that is freaking exploding buses. And she never admitted her mistake either. Like, she was saying that people were making her do all this when she has a choice not to freaking do it all. Yeah, I said to her, you're blaming other people making you do all this when you have a choice not to do so. I'm making this video because Jim, who is one of the mods of the game, told me and Wario not to fly buses, and yet Emma Love has the right to freaking go around exploding buses. And she had a choice not to freaking do so. If people are telling you to do all this shit, don't fucking do it, because it's not fair. And look, then someone else says that he got flung, which is bullshit. As you can tell by the background, it looks like it's been shown that he's driven it onto the busway, which Jim actually contacted me saying that he's allowed to do that, but not allowed to freaking swing buses all over the place. Yep, I'm not even kidding, and he was disconnected for actually driving buses onto the fucking busway. I mean, just flying buses, honestly, it's not even that much of a big issue, so why the hell are they making such a big fuss about it? It's just flying buses. Like, he's just swinging flying buses around. It's something he enjoys doing. And obviously they want to step in and just try and spoil our fun. They're probably just jealous at this point. Honestly, they probably don't even know that we have fun. And, at times like this, there's been times where Warrior's actually been Braziled as well. As you can probably tell by this screenshot. The Brazil thing gets used a lot in the game, and it's really fucking annoying. Because they use it on people for stupid reasons. Like, one time actually Melon actually said, if you don't drive an option solo, we'll Brazil you all, which is fucking bullshit. I don't think Melon was even an owner of the fucking game, but I know he can be a mod on some occasions. To me he's a shit mod, because he Brazils people for absolutely no reason at all. Alright, now let's cut to some more screenshots here. There's been times where Warriors played this boombox that says, this is a public service announcement. The Compass Empire have arrived. No route is safe, no bus is safe, no depot is safe. Compass Gang will destroy your bus services. Surrender your services immediately before the Compass Gang destroy the server. Yeah, there's been times where Warriors played on people's buses. And I found that funny, I always let him do it on my bus. But if you do it on someone else's bus, like Trident's bus, he literally goes around in all caps saying, "Turn that off now, Wario." And if you thought that was bad, you should probably see what Toast said once, which was, Wario, your whole family is dead if you don't turn that off." Literally, I'm not even kidding, that's exactly what he said. Wario, your family is dead if you don't turn that off. I mean, like, what in the fuck was he thinking saying that? Honestly, like, there comes to a time in life where people just take things too far, and this is an example. Why the fuck would you say that his family will be dead if he doesn't turn that off? Like, obviously, that's not even true, but that's just such a horrible thing to say. Like, how in the fuck does this person not get banned? I have no idea. People just, these days, just treat us like shit. And honestly, this is an example of that. Honestly, one day we should start toasting this person like Nasty Nork. Because it's pathetic. Alright, so one time I was actually playing absolutely busting that, and there's been times where this person called Dino actually came in. Basically, so I was flying buses, right, and Dino stepped in and said, "No one cares." So then I said, "Well, I do." And then Dino literally says, "About your life," which is fucking bullshit. And then there's like this person going around saying no and yes, I don't know what that's all about really. So then I put "excuse me" with a question mark, and then he goes, "Lol, I'm just kidding," which isn't funny at all. And then Wario literally steps in and says, "That's not funny, leave my friend alone." And then Dino says, "Leave me alone." And then I said, "Yeah, you started the whole thing." So Dino literally goes around saying that no one cares about your life, which is complete selfish and complete bullshit. And he's not the only person that's been selfish about other people's lives, honestly. I've dealt with this thing every single time I played Absolute Bicycle now, honestly. It's ridiculous. So, yeah, he literally goes around saying, "I don't care about your life," which just goes to show that people in this game are complete selfish, unfortunately. And yeah, it's been proven a lot in this game that people just don't care and they don't really help your anger issues or anything like that. The only person they do help up there is Busman80, who has the same thing as me, where basically I've got anger issues. And Busman80, of course, has that as well. So Jim, on the other hand, let's go through him, shall we? Because, like, he's the person that likes to get involved in most of this shit. And so there was a time where Jim stepped in and said, "Buddy, you know full well you're not allowed to fling coaches/buses in Haymarket. Take it to a VIP server." Okay, so if you're telling him that he's not allowed, then how the fuck has he been able to do it then? If he wasn't allowed, then the game wouldn't allow him, the game wouldn't let him do that. Honestly, they wouldn't let him fly it. So, you're saying to him that he's not allowed, and yet he's actually doing it. What the fuck? Besides, how can he be not allowed anyway? It's what he enjoys doing. You have no control or right to tell him what to do. He's allowed to fly buses, whether you like it or not. And he has the full right to do it in a public server rather than the VIP server.
By the way, that time where my love exploded buses, that also happened in a public server. Keep in mind, Emma Love is one of the mods and Jim knows who this person is.
As a matter of fact, I've been playing VIP servers a lot more now since I'm happy to drive buses to myself and not worry about people like Ryan being so fucking disrespectful and not getting banned for doing similar shit that I've done. Yeah, I'm not even joking when I say that. We'll get to that in a moment. And you may think Jim's a nice person, but trust me, he's not. Because there was a time where someone in the server was saying leaving, and then Jim steps in and says, "How the hell do you spell leaving as leaving?" So he's questioning people's spelling, which is so damn disrespectful, and I hate that on so many levels. Honestly, if they can't spell leaving, then they've probably had a rough time, being able to spell. So why the hell does it matter to you that they're spelling leaving wrong? How the hell does that matter to you? Honestly, what's an arsehole? Honestly, I'm sorry, but that pisses me off so much. Questioning someone for their bad spelling. I mean, that's ridiculous. Honestly, that is so damn ridiculous and so damn disrespectful on so many levels. And that is just bang out of order. I don't even know how the hell people have allowed you to actually be like this to the people. It's just so disrespectful. And how the hell can you get away with telling people what to do again by saying, "Could you not horn spam? Okay, thanks." Honestly, at this point, we just think Jim is a complete troll freak on this occasion. Because he's literally going around telling people what to do. So then he's told, I think, Wario to stop spamming the horn, when we have full permission to. And if you don't like it, then fucking mute the computer or phone or whatever the hell it is you use. Just mute it. Mute the freaking thing. Don't go around telling him what to do. Honestly, just let him spam the horn, whether you like it or not. I mean, it's not like it's a freaking bus war or something like that. Now let's get through this thing, which I've been pretty pissed with. So Jim literally goes around saying, I don't know, you have to annoy Charlie YDM by calling his allocation cringe. Yeah, Melanin steps in and says intonation. So Jim literally comes up to Melon and tells him to annoy me and call my allocations cringe, when literally I do the perfect allocations. I do the exact right allocations. I put that Stagecoach Gold E400 MC on the 9, which is where it belongs. I put E200s on the 64, which is where they belong. I put LX400s on freaking X1 and X5, which they can be good for, because, you know, they're pretty fast buses and they're double deckers, so they're good for it. So, I've put solos on school runs as well. Honestly, all that is perfect. And you're telling me that you're going to call my allocations cringe, and yet I've done them perfectly right. Honestly, it shouldn't really matter which allocation's which anyway. Honestly. It's not like I'm putting a freaking open top on the X1, which has been done by the people. But that's not me, though. So, I wouldn't be a cringy sort of person that puts buses on routes they shouldn't be on. Just what the fuck? I want to give a big thanks to MarioFanatic for actually showing me this screenshot, because if I didn't see it in the first place, I wouldn't have made videos like this in the first place, and it looks like I am now. The Charlie guy just claimed it was a thing, and I'm apparently the leader of it, you know. So basically what he's talking about is the 9 gang, which I started mentioning in a couple of my Busting My Rant videos. Basically how this all started, the 9 gang thing, was basically where I was doing the Route 9 just outside Farm School whilst they were doing school roleplay. So they all came onto my bus and they called themselves the 9 gang, some of them did. And they actually, you know, some of them people in that game were actually like, you know, saying that Mem was a legend and all that, saying he's the best person in the game. So I just called him the leader of the 9 gang and made the rest of them his slaves. So, yeah, at this stage, at this point, Melon is the leader of the 9 gang, and the 9 gang, on the other hand, which includes people like Jim, Toast, Trident, and Dino, they're arseholes. Oh yeah, let's not forget Whitmore and Vic as well. All them people are arseholes. They don't care about anyone else but themselves. Honestly. And they all just have a huge attraction to Melon at this point. I mean, there is no evidence proving that, but I just think that at this point, because they've said nice things about Melon, haven't said any nice things about other people. So, you know, it just goes to show. So then there's Jim also saying, Wario, could you not ramp people's buses and fling buses? How in the hell is he ramming people's buses? I don't even know. There's no evidence to prove that he's ramming buses. I mean, maybe it's just done by accident. Maybe they forgot to turn the freaking, oh, what's it called? The collusion on. Yeah, maybe they forgot to put the collusion on. If that wasn't turned on, then yeah, the buses would have been rammed and backed away. So that screenshot's bullshit. And Wario's allowed to fling buses whether you like it or not. So the game doesn't stop him from doing that unless you ban him, which is bullshit.
Also, Jim has no right to say that, as he has been sending other people's buses to Brazil, along with Melon. Jim also admitted that he sent one of Wario's buses to Brazil by accident.
So, you know, Wario has the right to fling buses whether you like it or not. And it's funny how someone actually laughs at it afterwards. And then we've got another rude message here from someone that says, bruh, the Compass coach is such a loser, can't even drive. Which, to me, is classified as bullying. Yeah, it's bullying. Because you're calling someone a loser just because they can't drive their coach. Which, to me, is bullying. Honestly, we may drive badly. I've had so many bad drivers approach me, and I've told them off, and then the mods, on the other hand, don't really sort them out. So calling them a loser isn't really going to get you away with anything. Honestly, he's just flinging buses. That's just what he likes to do. And whether you like the fact he drives or not, it's that. And then there's been a time where we were all disconnected from Roblox, and they put the blame on Busman for the situation. Yeah, for those who don't know, I was kicked from the game. Loads of people were kicked from the game, and they said blame Busman80, which I didn't really blame him at all, because me and Bus80 were actually getting along at the time, and we still do to this very day. So you know, on this occasion, to put the blame on someone for drama like this, it's just bullshit. I would blame Ryan for most of it if he was causing this situation. So yeah, then Wario literally contacts me. So yeah, I told him about the fact that I was going to start making this Apsley Bus Simulator exposure video. So he said to me, I don't like Melon because of him hating autistic people, me. As for Jim, he just always bullshits every time one of us tell him something bad happens on Apsley, which pisses me off because it literally happened and he doesn't believe us. Yeah, there you go. Jim bullshits everything. We tell him exactly what's going on, he doesn't do shit about it, despite being one of the mods of the game. And yeah, there you go. And Mel, on the other hand, yeah, I'm not even kidding. He literally hated on someone that was autistic and literally said that Wario was autistic because he was flying buses every single day, which is complete BS. So yeah, then I contacted Jim one day saying that there was a person who basically replied to me saying shut up when I literally just said I'm a cube, because other people were going around mentioning someone being a cube. So yeah, I classified this person as a fake friend because I didn't really say it was my friend in the first place. So then I contacted Jim about this message that someone said to me. So then I said she was trying to make it seem like she didn't do anything. So then all I said was no, and she said don't be rude when she literally was telling me to shut up. I left the server after she said I used Photoshop in that screenshot when I didn't. I even showed the reply to that message, but she removed it. This is what I mean by people not caring in that community, and that's why I get so pissed off about it. So yeah, and then Jim literally responds saying everything she says she should be taken as a joke. Telling me to shut up. I'm sorry, but what in the fuck? But anyway, continuing on. No. On the other hand, I will deal with that person. Told you to get a grip. That was just a bit rude. So yeah, I didn't realise that this person actually told me to get a grip as well, which is even more BS than what she said in the first place, telling me to shut up. Honestly, I didn't even know she said that before I left the server, and apparently she did. So yeah, and then Jim again says, I will deal with that. Clapped is the server joke. Other people ain't allowed to act like that. You can always block people if you don't like them. So the issue with that is that this came from a public Discord server when the person said that. It came from a public Discord server, so they would obviously see you in the thing and they will of course say nasty things to you. So yeah, blocking wouldn't really do shit since they're in the server. And then I said, yeah I know, but it was a public server so I had no choice but to leave. So then Jim says, you legit could have blocked or ignored them or called me. So yeah, then I called Jim, which, as he said, or called me. And then he says, I do have things to do. Can't always show up. I got a shit ton of RE homework to sort out. So you're telling me that you have the mod rank, and yet you're telling me that you have shit to do with homework, and you're not always going to be active to try and sort people out. Maybe I should just start saying this at this point, that Jim is not really a mod and not really a person that can actually help people with situations like this. Literally, Jim gave me the idea to actually contact him privately about situations like this instead of making public videos. So that's why I'm here to make this video, because he's obviously not going to sort this out. And blocking, ignoring them would not work, because it's from a public server, for fuck's sake. Oh yeah, one thing I should also really talk about is the fact that people in the server do edgy jokes as well. And I hate to show you guys this, but I really have to, because this is an exposed video and this is to show how dodgy the community can be. So, on the other hand, the person that told me to shut up, invited me back to the server. And the same day as that happened, he says I'm not Jewish on some occasions, and then someone just laughed about it. And then Harley, on the other hand, screenshots a picture of Adolf Hitler. You serious? What if someone in that game was Jewish? You gonna try and are you gonna try and offend them or something? Oh my god. So this just goes to show here that the people in this game, you know, don't care if they're actually making fun of someone that's Jewish. So they basically screenshot a picture of Adolf Hitler. I mean, like, come on. What in the fuck? How in the hell can you get away with that these days? Honestly, I have no idea. So, I'm not going to go through any Busman A drama because me and him get along very well now and we understand he's got anger issues, so he can't help himself most of the time. But now, on the other hand, we've got someone else to go through that doesn't get banned for same reasons that I do and blah blah blah, which does require spamming. Yeah, it's a guy called Plumstead, aka Benjamin November 2012. So, in this screenshot here, Warrior basically says, what the fuck happened? I read the chat and there's a shit ton of bad comments. So then I said, in all caps, that fucking Plumstead's pissing me off. So then Warrior says, I saw one message where you got kicked out. Then I said I was talking about a time where I spammed who's moving Warrior and why, and then I got kicked off because nobody was kicking Plumstead for doing the same thing. I was so angry about it, you have no idea, which was basically him spamming out. So what I'm basically saying is, I basically spammed who's moving Warrior and why because no one was responding to me when I basically said who's moving Warrior and why. So then I got muted for that, which pissed me off on so many levels, and kicked out. So then I basically called out the mods for not kicking out Plumstead when he's literally spamming out, get out, get out. And also making death threats as well, which I will get to in a moment. So the game obviously isn't fair. They don't ban stuff for the same things that I do. It's just, it's so bullshit. It's hypocritical and it's unfair. So yeah, and then there's this message where Warrior says, the mods are just abused their modding powers at this rate. I'm on the lane H. Yeah, basically, some mods, you know, abuse their modding powers. Obviously, Jim wouldn't do that because yeah, he's selfish. Warrior said, bruh, Melon is being a cunt to me because I'm flinging buses and what's worse, he's disrespecting my autism for fuck's sake. Now, KFC says, why are you always flinging buses? And then Melon says, because he has autism. What in the fuck? Why in the hell are you using autism as an excuse at this point? As a matter of fact, you're being disrespectful if he does have autism. He's not flinging buses because he has autism, he's doing it because he enjoys it. Oh my god. This screenshot pisses me off on so many levels. It pisses me off so much on so many levels. And I just said he's gone too far, of course. You shouldn't use autism as a blame for flinging buses. Honestly, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in a long damn time. Honestly, this screenshot is here on the video. Literally, I can just leave it here for as long as possible if you don't even know what this fucking means. Literally, he's using autism as a blame for him flinging buses. Honestly, that's so rude and disrespectful. Honestly, I hate that so much. So then I made a message saying, stupid 9 gang, earlier on Roblox Apsley, Jim kept saying that all Cubbish drivers are bad and stupid just because I was driving one. Yeah, keep in mind, it's just because I was driving one. And then, I said, then he called me names, can't remember what they were, but this is one thing Jim does in this game every day. Moan about certain things that involve me. Fucking prick. Yep. There you go. So Jim said that all Compass drivers are bad, even when I was just driving it properly. Yeah, he went around saying that all Compass drivers are bad. And it's so damn disrespectful because not all of them are bad. I was a good Compass driver when I was driving for Compass. Honestly, I was. I didn't even hit one curb on one bit. Honestly, I was so good at it. And Jim goes around saying that all Compass drivers are bad, even the ones that are not even that bad. I was just driving a Compass bus, that's all I was doing. And Jim just out of nowhere said all Compass drivers are bad. Like, what in the fuck? What in the actual fuck? And then we got another screenshot that says, I still don't trust that Jim and that Melon, as they are selfish and they call me and Wario names. Yep. And that's the thing to this very day. Melon and Jim still call people names. They might do it to me as much, but they do it to other people. So yeah. And then we got another screenshot that basically Wario said. Honestly, I have loads of screenshots at this point. I'm just trying to go through every single one and commentating through them. So Wario says, for fuck's sake, Jim decided to tell me not to fly buses and respawn me. So yeah, this is one thing Jim does a lot when Wario's flying buses. It's just BS. So then I said, I don't even know why he's classified as a player instead of a passenger. He just can't let us do what we want. It's fucking bullshit. So back in the day, I thought the player rank thing was a mod sort of thing, but no, it's basically a thing where if you join an Apsley community down below on Roblox, yeah, you basically get the player rank. And if you don't do that, then you're just classified as a passenger. So yeah, I won't get that rank, and Alex got that rank before I did, since they knew that to do that thing. So then Wario said, good job I left before I would get banned again, or then Brazilian me. Yeah, the you're going to Brazil thing is really, really BS, honestly. It gets used on so many wrong situations. Like, for example, Melon used it when they were not going to be driving up to solo bus. He used it when someone had a bad allocation. He used it just to wind someone up on purpose. And yeah, and he's of course used it as of Wario flinging buses, which has been mentioned so many times in this video. And I'm sure you guys already know now this is it. So then I had this message from Jim that said, I'm assuming Brazil is only used for a few cases, joke with friends and on reckless drivers. On reckless drivers! Bullshit. And then he says, because people just assume if they get respawned it's a bug, so we like to make it a bit more clear. Honestly, we know it's not a bug. We know there's someone moving us around, and we know it's either you or Melon. We know that for a fact. We don't think it's a bug, we know it's you. I mean, some people may think that's a bug, but as for me and Wario, which get that Brazil thing a lot, we know that it's you and Melon doing that shit. We know it's you. Honestly, we know it. So, plain and simple. And he also said, other than that, I don't know any recent events involving a bus being flown. So basically what this was is Melon was actually going to fling someone's bus. I forget who it was, but like I sent a screenshot telling him that. Then there's a drama involving Busman A, which I tried to contact to the Apsley District Discord account, which is owned by someone called Dylan or Lowlander. So I was basically calling out someone for being selfish, and then get this, the person responds to me saying ratio because My Little Pony. So he's questioning the fact that I'm a brony and I like the show MLP for obvious reasons. So let's just say, if someone has an opinion on something that you're not interested in, don't worry about it. And then he just says, oh, shiny. What a fucking dickhead. Honestly. If I like My Little Pony, then I do. You haven't got to ratio me because I like the show. Honestly, you don't have to ratio me just because I like a show. I'm not trying to get you to like the show. I'm just using it as my property, and it's my freaking thing I like to have my profile picture. So, mind your own business, and worry about the stuff you enjoy, not about what I enjoy. Honestly, keep your opinion to yourself. I don't want to know if you hate the show, in your opinion. I don't want to know if you hate it, alright? It's just, I like the show, and that's not about what I was talking about. What I was talking about was someone being selfish. And you don't worry about that, and you worry about the fact that I like My Little Pony. Honestly, stupid. So stupid. Oh yeah, now back to the whole Plumpstead situation. So to prove to you guys that Plumpstead is a bit of a nasty person that spams and sends death threats, yeah, this screenshot here basically shows it, as he literally spams out and get out again. So then someone asks why, and then he says out or I will kill you. Honestly, disgusting behaviour. I don't even know how the hell he wasn't banished straight away for that. Honestly, no mods sorted him out at all. They just let him carry on saying this kind of shit. Honestly, fucking dickheads. If I said that, I would literally get banished straight away. But obviously, I wouldn't do that because I know death threats is wrong. It could lead to serious situations like someone doing suicide or whatever. You know, he could have caused them to do suicide with all these fucking death threats. Honestly, telling them to kill themselves or I will kill Yo, which is what the screenshot shows. Honestly, pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. So one time I literally was making a rant video about people saying that all Cubbish drivers were bad when literally they weren't. So yeah, then Jim actually comments on the video. The only person to actually comment that actually was saying all this stupid shit. And he says, "Hiya, Jim here. My comments on Compass, my comments on them being greedy, relates to the high price of Apsley Reds and London buses game passes. The comment on drivers are mostly sarcastic in nature because I'm honest, truthful. Companies have bad drivers all day. I made that comment, not all, but Compass drivers are bad. Laugh my arse off." So if you were saying that if you know that Compass drivers are not bad, then why the hell did you say it in the first place? With sarcasm. Honestly, people are not going to understand that as sarcasm at this point. No one, not even me, would understand that's sarcasm. It even showed it was sarcastic, honestly. Just saying all Compass drivers are bad was just a stupid situation. And you said that when I was literally just driving a Compass bus for my own sake and minding my own business. Honestly, just pathetic, absolutely pathetic. And then he replied to his own comments saying that also with Warwick, which was basically Warwick, I don't know why it's called him Warwick, said from a moderation side of a view disruption, he causes people to mainly new players who don't understand the collusion setting is usually the reason why people get upset with him. But how can it upset you? Warrior was just flying buses for his own sake. He was minding his own business, doing it because he enjoys it and has a lot of fun doing it. I told Jim about the situation where Melon was basically blaming Warrior's autism for the fact that he was flying buses. So then Jim literally says, "I don't remember Melon making any nasty comments, but I don't agree with making nasty comments and regarding with the bus glitches, the general reason we respawn him as it can fling and interrupt other people, mainly people who don't know how to turn off the collusions. We do advise if you want to glitch buses for fun, you use the free VIP servers to avoid any other players."
By the way, that time, where my love exploded buses, that also happened in a public server. Keep in mind, Emma Love is one of the mods and Jim knows who this person is.
That advice, I have no idea. But the fact that you don't believe the fact that Melon was making nasty comments is just bullshit. This may have happened when he wasn't even in the game at this point. You know, when Melon was making nasty comments, because you know Jim is a very unreliable person on this occasion. So he obviously didn't believe that Melon was making nasty comments. He didn't even see the fact he'd done it. But as you guys saw earlier in the video, I basically showed that Melon was blaming Warrior's autism for flinging buses and shit. So yeah, and of course he doesn't agree with the fact that people are making nasty comments. But literally, some people were doing it towards Warrior because he was flinging buses and playing the boombox on other people's buses. So if you don't agree with that, then why the hell have you sorted them out? And Warrior doesn't have to go to a VIP server to fling buses. He can do it whether you like it or not. Honestly. And if you don't want us flinging buses, then why can't Lowlander, the owner of the game, actually, you know, stop that from happening? I mean, Drew may have removed the Axis VCR bus, aka the Compass E200. And also, Lowlander, aka Dylan, wouldn't tell us to stop flinging buses. He's the owner of the game, not you. So, you mind your own business. And last screenshot for the video. So basically, I first contacted Busman about the situation where he was, not giving a crap about the Queen's death, which he actually was. But to show the worst of all, there are people in the game that do not show that. And so someone by the name of Danny the Arsonist basically said, "Ah, Queen's dead, oof." So then Busman says it's not funny, and then Danny says, "God save our." I don't know what the rest of it says because the screenshot wasn't really, fully shown. Then he says, "Yes, it is." And then Busman says it's not funny. And then, this is what really pisses me off. He then says, "It's just another person dead." It's just another person dead? Oh my god, you are so fucking selfish. I don't even know how the hell you'd get away with that. But not from me and Busman, of course. We obviously know that that's wrong. And, honestly, how dare you? That's so disrespectful. That is so disrespectful. How would you like it if that was done towards your family? How would you like it if your family going through that shit? Honestly. How would you like if some of your friends going through that? Honestly. Just the fact that he's saying there's just another person dead is so disrespectful. Honestly. And so selfish. Honestly. So goddamn selfish. So yeah. And that is all I've got time for today. So yeah, now before I end the video, I want to say a few more things. Yeah, there has been times where the game has just been glitching constantly, not loading up at all, which is just going to show that the AK Lowlander is unreliable with the situation. Yeah, ever since the update happened, it hasn't been loading very well on most occasions, mainly on public servers. On VIP servers, it doesn't really take that long to load because it's just 1 or 2 people in the game. But on a public server, it takes freaking ages. And I'm like, what the hell? So the game has just been getting worse recently, and I'd advise you guys to not really play this game unless you just want to play with me in the VIP server. Honestly, because people in this game are just treating us like fucking donkeys. Honestly, it's so pathetic. Honestly, it's a community that I wish to have never been involved in the first place. I mean, there has been times where I've had fun doing it. You know, seeing buses just crash constantly or being flung. Honestly, that was the main thing I enjoyed about the game. And actually doing my own routes as well. I've enjoyed, you know, driving buses with following timetables and shit. You know, I've enjoyed doing that as well. I may still continue doing that in VIP servers. I may still continue playing the game in VIP servers because I don't want to be involved in the public shit anymore. I've left the FC Barcelona server now because, yeah, I've been sick of it on so many levels. So yeah, and that's all I've got time for. Thank you all for watching. If you have any thoughts, let me know in the comments below. I do know a lot of people are from that Barcelona community are actually going to disagree with this video and say so many things that aren't true. Well, then go ahead, because this just proves my points further. I've explained everything in the best detail possible. So yeah, so goodbye, peace out, and I will see you all next time. #save Apsley Barcelona.
Hey on a tray?